Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Chuckle Sluts Episode 3, the number one podcast where you come for the sluts and stay for the chuckles. I'm still learning that line.
I mean, we're the other way around.
I'm Samuel Locke.
I'm Shannon Brunetti.
And I am Zach Clapperich.
Another entrance we'll have to fix in post. That's fine. and if you come to slut shame us, joke's on you. We don't have any. So what we do here at this podcast, we do comedy, we do video games, we talk about world events. I would say we get high, but maybe just me.
I ran out,
no. So. Stay high.
Lows.
It's a bad time.
As we typically do in fashion, we start off with the World Dough, which is us talking about the world events that may have happened today or anytime this week. I think really the only thing we could talk about right now is California closing down again. Yeah. I mean, it's probably the most expected thing since the ending of How I Met Your Mother. I don't.
Yeah, that's generally how that goes. Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to get my. There it is. Yeah, I got one.
Hey, there it is.
Yeah, I'll tell you here's a random funny thing. I just found out, and I did not know this was happening at all. I don't know if I'm excited or mortified. You know the movie The Lost Boys?
Yes.
Fabulous movie. They're making a prequel to it that is a musical. And it is like almost out. And I am mystified as to what exactly it is and why. I don't know. Apparently it's based like almost entirely on the song, the Cry for Me Baby, whatever the theme song was for that movie. The guy who wrote that song is like trying to write the musical, and it's got like funding and everything. It's really happening, and it's a very strange thing for me. You know,
you lost me at prequel, but you got me back at musical.
I mean, that just sounds exciting.
It sounds like a mess, like a weird, a strange cerebral mess that people are going to have to go through, that I'm going to go through actively, but I don't know if I'm prepared. That was like one of my favorite movies growing up. Probably shouldn't have watched it when I was that young. It's kind of a dark movie. I don't know.
I feel like a lot of 80s classics are turning into musicals. Like they have the Heathers musical that was a thing. And then like, I think they made Cry Baby, that Johnny Depp movie, into a musical.
I thought it was a musical. No, I thought it was a musical.
Was it already a musical?
Was it?
Yeah. It had like.
Or was it a musical and then a movie? Or like, I don't.
No. It was musical with Johnny Depp. I think it was Ricky Lake. That was Ricky Lake, right?
I think so.
Thinking about it, I don't know who Ricky Lake is.
She's that.
Not like I know the name, but in my head, I have no visual reference for Ricky Lake.
Just imagine a slightly larger Monica Lewinsky.
All right, there's my visual reference.
That's the best way I can explain it.
Not spot on, but specific though. I'll take it.
I mean, I'm just saying you've never seen either of them in the same room together. I don't.
I don't know. When you said it, I thought I was like a talk show host. Like, why? I don't know.
Well, this was before she was a talk show.
It does kind of sound like a talk host.
Oh, she was a talk show host.
Yeah. So,
again, like, my Ricky Lake knowledge is clearly not so vast.
Ricky Lake was like a slightly less Jerry Springer-y talk show host in the mid-'90s. She did the movie before she did the talk show stuff. She was, I guess, an actress beforehand. What about you, Shay? What you got in the World Dough today?
I feel like most of my news is really sad and depressing, and for this, I apologize. So, Naya Rivera was found dead in a lake. Rest in peace, sweet baby.
Definitely.
I was not allowed to watch Glee growing up, but because my parents just thought the teens were too sassy or whatever. But
okay.
My dad made me raised her when I was like 8. So like, that's so crazy to me.
But yeah, I mean, I read a little bit about it, and as of right now, they don't think it's either suicide or foul play. It's just like she might have drowned saving her son. And that just made me so sad, and then also like really appreciative of mothers in general and like how they put their children, for the most part, obviously not all moms, but how they put their children in front of them. Yeah, but it was just so sad, but yeah.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I only have sad stuff and bad news to talk about.
She succumbed to the Glee curse, man. Like there's a thing Like one guy got jailed for being a pedo. Another person, I think, committed suicide, and then another person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the whole cast of Glee is going downhill, man.
Someone needs to watch Leah Michelle, man. Someone needs to watch her.
Someone call up Ashley Fink, see if she's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a strange time to be alive. Like, trying to do like a comedy show is really funny in these times, just objectively, because we're like desperate to make each other laugh, because it's like, just give me something good. Just for a moment, can I smile? It's it's been rough times. We're a real drag.
Oh yeah, Chuckle Sluts, we're here to make you laugh. Let's talk about dead people.
I am so sorry.
It is relevant. It's real things.
It's all good. It's all good.
Something that is like subjectively horrifying, but objectively hilarious. This whole flexing that our douchebag president is doing about how smart he was on his like acuity test, which is just a test to make sure you don't have dementia. And he's flexing on the world. He's like, the doctor said I was the smartest boy in town. He's like, bro, you had to draw a horse. Like, what's like wrong with you?
He's like an
idiot.
He's like an anti-Sheldon Cooper. He's the guy who's like, I'm not crazy. My mother had me tested. Literally same thought process.
Yeah, no, it's bananas. But yeah, that's like my only like public or current event that brings a smile to my face to know that in like 100 years, when people are looking back on this dark time, he's gonna be like the greatest joke of all time. He's a fucking walking disaster, and he has no idea how history is gonna ridicule him. And that brings me so much joy. As to if there is a heaven, it will just be me watching students laugh at history books while they read this chapter.
Speaking of great times, it's actually time for us to go into the next section of our podcast, and that would be video game logic in real life. Always a favorite.
Oh my.
Yes.
What is it this time?
This is where we take the world at large and we apply it to a video game genre, and we kind of describe what that looks like. And this one's going to be a favorite of mine. I think I'm going to love this one. Party games. Like Jackbox, Mario Party, Super Smash, the things that you come over your friend's house for. What are the rules of this world that we have now created?
Ooh, okay. One of my favorite party games is Overcooked, which just makes cooking a nightmare. As someone who loves cooking, like I would never trust any of the chefs in Overcooked, because you can literally throw ingredients on the ground, pick them back up without washing them, and chop them, because it's a video game. And you're just throwing things out into the... So, I mean, I guess, like, it's just a health code violation of a video game. But it also has kitchens in, like, the weirdest places. So there's, like, moving sidewalks, people walking through the middle of your kitchen. You're in outer space and having to wait for ingredients to, like, come, like elevators and lava pits and ridiculous.
Yeah. That sounds like a lot of OSHA violations.
So many. So, I don't know, like...
I feel like my biggest thing in a world where everything is like hyper competitive like that, like I got my first taste of like true betrayal playing Mario Party and whatnot as a kid. So like in this world, you can never trust anyone. At any point can you allow yourself to become friends with other people for real, because at any moment your friends will just like smash you or destroy you to get even like one square ahead of you on whatever board you are in, which is a little bit like life in general. Is it just an illusion to capitalism? All Mario Party is just a giant political illusion to capitalism. But yeah, no, it gives me trust issues. I would never survive in that world, because I would like shell up and hole myself, which is kind of what I do in real life. This is real. Are we living in that world?
Yeah,
a little bit.
I feel like you just described.
Like we basically live in Super Smash Brothers in real life. Just kick your ass off the platform because it's mine. The rules of this world essentially goes as follows. I hate all my friends, and they hate me back. In fact, if they don't hate me, they're probably not my friends.
That's probably true. I do think that would be nice, because you'd get prizes for very mundane things. Like you wake up in the morning and go to pee, and all of a sudden like a giant mushroom will show up above you, and you become more powerful because you did like a simple mundane task. As long as you do them correctly and don't like fall off the stage, you just get prizes for being alive.
Does that make you pee like stronger? Does that just make your pee stream just like
I fucking hope so.
Like with the one up, just like like.
And it smells like asparagus,
Yeah. Hey, That counts, man. If you got wherever it may come from.
If anything,
Oh my God.
if anything, like, you know, if we're living in a party game world, it's basically UBI on top of that. Like, because as long as you land on a blue square, you're gonna get coins, unless your friends are assholes, because of course they are. That's rule number one. Like, they're just gonna
Rule
shit
number
in
one.
your wide open
Everyone
mouth while they
wants
steal your coins and stuff.
I would like to drive in like a Mario Kart world though. That would be fucking rad.
Oh man, so many deaths.
I
So
was
many.
just about to say so
So many. Well,
Yeah.
you know what? I really wish I had like a turtle shell sometimes. LA traffic, you know, you're just like get everyone just like off the sides and you just go to work. Like,
Oh, for sure.
If we were doing LA traffic in terms of Mario Kart, we're losing half of our population like a week.
yeah,
Like,
we'd all kill each other. Normally we all want to kill each other, but if we could actually kill each other and have no legal ramifications, I'll like
Like-
purge Mario Kart. Like
just imagine having the lightning bolt stuck in traffic, and you're just like, oh, I see the 405 is about to open up.
I personally am advocating for this. Yeah, just like unnecessary cartoon violence to solve all of our LA problems. If only we lived in a world like that. Milton, God, my fucking dog. He hears me talking up here, so he wants to come party. He doesn't understand that I'm doing things.
He's our NPC character.
it's okay.
It's the
It's
same
okay,
thing as
Milton.
last week. The reason why my head's like bloop, 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 is because he's yanking across everything and trying to. It's like Captain Squeaks a lot over here.
So if
Anyway.
so sidebar question on this question though, which if we had to deal with high scores or rankings in the world, where do you think you would fall?
Oh God.
Oh God. I'm gonna self-analyze my video game like progress.
Like where are you in the global rankings of this world?
I'm on like rock bottom, guys. I like if you're taking into like, okay, how much money you make, what's your social media presence, like I'm a fucking nobody. But if it was
Wait,
just
wait,
on
wait, that's bullshit.
gamer merit.
I've seen your TikTok. That's a lie.
Wait, first of all, people only like that TikTok because of my friend Colton. It's little 10-year-old girls being like, OMG, I love your friend Colton. He is amazing, and he's not gonna like any of them because he doesn't swing that way. So like, also they're like underage. So like, girls, get a life, and they're like, give us more Colton. I'm like, bitch, it's my channel. Oh shit, you're 10. I'm sorry. Like,
You're not sorry. Don't lie to these people.
I'm sorry.
What did you like get a viral TikTok or something? What happened?
Yeah, I have like 500,000 views on a video where I'm fake prom posing. So also sidebar story about that video. It's me fake prom posing to my friend Colton in Disneyland. This is back when I could actually get in there because I used to work for the Mouse, like on off days. And so we were going to a prom themed college party, and the like best promposal got a fifth of vodka for free. So we're like, we're gonna bag this fifth of vodka, fake promposing at Disneyland. And it was my like 5th TikTok video uploaded. I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna upload this video. So it's me going, OMG Colton, will you go to prom with me? And then pan over to our friend who's standing in front of like the pirate ship that's in the rivers of America, and he's just like, I ship it. And it just fucking blew up, man. All these 10-year-olds are like, oh my God, it's true love. No, we just wanted alcohol.
I was about to say, so what I got from that is you got a 10-year-old to get you a bottle of vodka.
No, we didn't win it, unfortunately.
Oh, you didn't win it?
No, we came in second, so we got a shot at the bottle of vodka.
Oh shit.
We put it.
And
I prom post all over video. Like,
and all
Disneyland.
you got out of it was an awesome platform with like fans and shit.
That's like Katie is riding the TikTok fucking train all the way to Fametown. She has become like, she's on the top 50 TikTok creators in America. She got huge. She's almost 1 million followers. Where she has like 3/4 million.
Started earlier.
I think I follow her. I don't recall. I do know that
Freckled hobo. She does like dramatic DM readings. That's her big thing.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, she got. You know that there's a guy named Snickle on TikTok. You know who Snickle is? He's a big deep voice. But he flew to Arizona to meet her so they could make TikToks together, like day
Nice.
up. Like they only know each other through that platform. They wanted to make content together, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna hop in a plane and just come meet you guys." You want to make some fucking talks, bro? Meanwhile, I'm just like
Talks.
chugging whiskey and like
Oh.
watching my girlfriend get fake married to this weird guy from Minnesota or some shit. What a
What's her
strange time
handle?
to be
I'll
alive.
follow.
Freckled hobo.
Yeah,
Freckled
bro.
hobo.
I think I
She's
do
really
follow
funny.
her.
All her shit's really funny.
Yeah, no, I love TikTok. It make like I started off as a YouTuber and I got burnt out because like just editing and shooting like every week, it just sucks. Like I'm sure I know you follow or no, you follow it. I don't know if you follow it, but I do TikTok because it's so much easier just to create content because it's all built in. The problem I have is I'm a 33-year-old male, which means I'm instantly shadow banned. I have no say in it whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean it's so weird, and all those things. Like Katie started out as like it wasn't her main thing. She had the same thing. A video blew up. She had this weird. She worked at Dark Harbor last year, and she was in like full like zombie nun makeup or some shit. And she just had a video that it got like 8 million views or some shit, and she blew up. And then she just caught some steam, and now she got new management out of it. She just released a song from a new management team that came. Like the team came to her for that. She's got a new acting manager and everything, all from this crazy fucking app. Like that. Also, were y'all aware that like 3 days ago the whole world thought that Trump shut down TikTok?
Oh yeah, everyone was
You hear about that
freaking
weird
out.
Freaking the fuck
I
out.
was freaking out.
Here's the thing, though, guys. If you're worried about it, get a VPN to go to like Amsterdam on your phone, or change the region on the app to like Greece or wherever the hell. That should circumvent the ban. You know, like
Yeah, I mean, at first, and it also wasn't. It was a glitch at TikTok, and it deleted everyone's likes. Katie woke up in the morning like it was like 9 o'clock in the morning, and I got up like I normally do, and she rolls over and she's like, "What the fuck is going on?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she's like, "Look at my TikTok, look at it." And there's like no likes. And she's going through, she's like trying to do immediate research, looking at all the other people that are making videos about it. And I was like, I don't know, like sweet, like she's like, "What is the answer? Tell me what's happening." And I was like, I just woke up, like I don't know. Please don't yell. It was a very strange time. But that was like a really huge thing. A lot of people lost their minds. And they thought the country was banning TikTok because it had a fucking glitch.
dude, it's got 2 billion views or 2 billion download apps. That's such incredible growth in such a little amount of time.
It blew up fast. And it's kind of cool because it's a platform that is much more designed towards like smaller, funnier content. Like people don't really want to watch celebrities on TikTok. They really want to see like interesting shit, which is something that I've never really seen before. Usually celebrities like immediately take over social media platforms, but a TikTok, like being clever actually matters. It's the first time I've seen a platform where if you do just have like a quirky thing, like people really give a shit. Like I watch people like make candles all day on TikTok, and I'm totally fucking down. Like some dude who lives in New Jersey is just like, "This time I'm gonna add 6 mint leaves," and I'm like taking notes, like, "Fuck, this is great." Like it's
Like
amazing. It's really cool stuff.
some of the business advice I hear on that app is like dope. Like hearing about like how like a dude buys like a $300,000 house for like, you know, a $2,000 down payment and a good credit score. I'm just like, I don't know if this is real or not, but if it is, I'm taking notes.
Sure, there's a lot of smart shit on there.
I just follow a lot of cosplayers, and recently I got onto frog TikTok, and I don't ever want it to change.
Why did you do that to yourself?
I like frog TikTok.
Can we not just skim past the fact that you just said frog TikTok? I don't know what the fuck that is, and I want to. What is?
It's like it's literally as it sounds. There's videos of people's pets frogs and like frog content. I have one of my old junior year roommate in college. She keeps sending me a bunch of videos, which obviously messes with my algorithm. So she started sending me, "Oh, have you guys like obviously Sam, you've seen the fake franchises they have on TikTok, like Goth IHOP and MILF Denny's,
Yes.
stuff like that." Oh my
I've
god,
not seen that, but I
Femboy
have-
Hooters, I need to be a thing. Like, I want these businesses to exist.
Honestly, my biggest fanfare is D&D talk, cosplay talk.
We do a lot of D&D TikTok, a tremendous amount.
And alt talk. If you're not an alt talk and you're like, watch it high. I will sit back and just be like,
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck I'm watching, but I'm into it.
I love alt
I do a
talk.
lot of like cooking stuff too, cooking, and then like metalwork and woodworking stuff. I really like all the crafty shit people do.
Ooh, and racing drones, like POV racing drones
And
are
what?
so racing drones. They're flying drones
Oh, got you.
like
Yeah.
80, 90 miles an hour, and they're just like surveilling scenes and just. I'm just like, so cool.
I also recently
That's-
got
I was
into
telling them
Japanese
loud.
TikTok.
Yes?
Because I didn't set it my language, but I kept liking a bunch of things on my like For You page. Decided to send me all these like voice actors and voice acting like potential people, and like I've just been dying because people have been doing like saying random things and like voice actor. Oh my god, wait! There's this guy who does Elmo. He's like this like 19-year-old kid who has an Elmo puppet, and he can do the Elmo voice, and everyone tells him to say things. And the thing today is just like, I want to set the world on fire as soon as I leave this mortal frame or something as Elmo. And he goes, "Ee!" and like Elmo just like jumps off the screen, and I'm just like, I don't know why I love this, but I love it.
Okay, before we move on to the next category, we're going to run into the question of the day, and this one's actually inspired by Shannon, and that is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much of a weeb are you?
Oh my god,
Yeah.
there's something more than 10, and I feel like
Is it over 9,000?
it's over 9,000.
I just bought a hoodie that I can't even wear because it's so fucking hot, and it just says "Nani" on it. Nani?
So a little bit about my backstory of the world. I don't obviously you guys have heard of Anime Expo. I went every single year from 2002 to 2012. I went for every year for 10 years. And I stopped going because they changed everything and it got really stupid and dumb. And I actually knew one of the board members at the time, and he's like, "What do you guys think of the 2012 year?" I'm like, "Dude, it is so fucking awful. I'm never coming back." And I never did. I never went back because it's like the panels were super lame. The arcade started charging like $5 a game. Like there's just so many little things that just came out of nowhere that I just couldn't do it anymore. Now I do VidCon now. I do Comic-Con, obviously, because you can't not do Comic-Con. But yeah.
Weird is you're not having any cons. Like me and Katie, the last 3 years, we've gone to pretty much like every con, like all the big cons anyway, along the West Coast. Because we were either working them or Katie does a lot of, like, she gets paid to go do cosplay stuff, and she's been in a lot of those things. I'm always working for some company or another. And this summer, it feels like barren. I don't know what to do because I don't have like things to prepare for. I'm always like building something or working on some art budget or whatnot to try to figure out what's happening. And I don't have fucking cons to go to.
Okay.
We're LARPing. Me and Katie also do a lot of LARPing. I don't get to do that anymore, so that's really fucking depressing.
Okay, last question for real before we move on. Top 3 animes. Go.
Top 3 animes?
That's mean. That's mean. I'm
that's
gonna
so
go
mean.
number 1, Cowboy Bebop. There's so many.
You only get 2 more.
I know. Oh my god. Wait, are we just doing series or are we doing movies? Because now that like
movies, series,
that changes things.
Let's stick to series because that does change. Like, you can throw Ghibli
okay.
like,
Series. We'll go with series only.
Okay. Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo, and oh darn, I feel like I'm gonna choose 3 from the same director right now.
My number 1 is Champloo, so that makes me so happy. I watch when I get sad, I just put on the last 4 episodes of Champloo and just like sit down and cry and just like feel like myself again.
Number 3, it's a toss-up between Shingeki no Kyojin, Attack on Titan, and then Carol and Tuesday. If you haven't watched Carol and Tuesday, it's by the same director. Isn't it? I love it so much.
Has fucking seen it. I made my girlfriend watch it because I was like, it doesn't matter. Like Katie really likes her anime, but she's picky. And I was like, it's everything you would love. Like, it is music, it's heart, it's love, it's
They come for the United States. They just they're like, guess what? Immigration.
Fire. The music is so good. I listen to those albums all the time. It was fucking crazy. Like, I picked the two over. Like, I was actually gonna say, it's so funny because Champloo is my number 1. Champloo will always be our number 1 forever. It like vibes with who I am as a person. And then I was gonna say Carol and Tuesday, and now Vinland Saga I think is taken over. It was it bounces around a lot, but right now like I just finished Vinland Saga for the second time, or the first season now anyway, and it's fire. Doro Hey Doro also went up there, and Beastars. Those two new anime were amazing.
How is Beastars?
Beastars was so good. Like it
Is
changed.
it?
I thought it would be weird, and it was great.
I mean, it looks weird. I still need to see it.
You know, it does look weird.
Let's
Speaking of
see.
Attack on Titan, is anyone reading Attack on Titan?
No.
No, and I'm not caught up with the season that just dropped. So,
Motherfucker,
like,
say
Okay, so
what?
get the fuck out of here, for one. But two, the fucking manga. Now, the shit that's happening right now is like it's coming the final last couple chapters of Attack on Titan for sure. But it is crazy. Anyone that is listening to this at any point, I will give you my phone number and just talk to me. No one has read it. I want to scream in someone's face about how insane it is. And it's gonna, I'm pretty sure it's gonna turn into like one of the greatest stories ever told. It is 100% incredible. You say I'm a genius, and because it's all come full circle now. Like so many mysteries that you don't know about yet are finally like unraveling, and it's fucking nuts. And like Aaron's basically a demigod at this point. It's crazy. Sorry, that's me. What
Let's
about
see.
you, Sam? Hit us with those top
yeah.
Okay, my top three. I had time to think about it, thank God. Number 3 is a little-known anime called XL Saga. It was made in the early 2010s. Oh, not even 2010, but like early 2000s. And it basically makes fun of every single anime trope that you could possibly think of. It makes fun of Tenchi Muyo. It makes fun of hentai. It makes fun of like the universe. There's nothing off limits, and it's so just incredible. Like every episode, they're making fun of something else. I highly, highly recommend it. And if you like anime that just kind of punches you in the face with personality, this is it. Number 2 is Gantz. Gantz.
Gantz is dark.
It is
Gantz
dark.
is dark.
It made me cry, and the
Yeah.
movies and the live action movies were true to the anime, and it was so.
I just bought the volume. I'm reading Gantz now because the movies are so fire. I wanted to read it. But it is fucked. Like it is really dark.
It legit made me cry. I was in the middle of Afghanistan just watching this and cried, and it was like, "Oh, you're a bitch." I'm like, "You don't know, man. You don't know what I'm going througme
People that don't watch anime don't understand like how like it is a media that it can hit you. It can hurt you. Like me and Kitty also we took a bunch of acid before we watched all of Carol Tuesday for the first time, and I wept like a fucking baby the whole show. It was bananas.
Right.
Sorry.
And number 1, and I'm gonna get flack, but I have to. It's gonna be One Punch Man. Absolutely.
Why? One Punch is amazing.
Yes.
One Punch is awesome.
It is what makes it awesome is that it's totally about him, but the show's not really about him. It's about the entire world around him, and it's such a cool story where it's like you have this dude's like, I can literally kill anyone and anything. Like I can literally destroy this entire world with one moderately sized punch. But I'm lazy as fuck and I don't want to do that. And he's so blasé and he's so cool. And there's like really like some good nuggets of just like life lessons that I just really enjoy.
That's just the writer. Like he also does Mob Psycho, and both those stories they have incredible protagonists that sort of step outside the bounds of what your typical hero is. And because like Mob from Mob Psycho is an amazing character. Saitama is an amazing character, and he's just going to get better as the story goes along. Unfortunately, season 2 didn't have the proper funding to get like as good as it should have been.
I like season 2. Season 2 was good.
Well, no, like it's still a good show, but like the first half of season 2, like you could tell they took a lot of shortcuts on animation, and like it didn't look great. But the story is amazing. Like Siryu is such a cool character. Like all the stuff with Metal Bat's amazing. And Garo's gonna turn into everyone's favorite antagonist of all time by the time this show's over, because Garo is so dope.
My honorable mentions include Attack on Titan and the original .hack sign. Not all the other bullshit, but like the original like on Cartoon Network .hack sign. I loved it. I know it was slow and sometimes it can be boring, but like the philosophy of like living in a game world and the music, the best soundtrack. Oh, best soundtrack.
Have you guys heard of Food Wars?
feet.
Oh, yeah.
Food Wars?
Yeah.
Yes, I have. I think wasn't it initially called Yakitate?
I don't know.
It's about the
But
kid who can make bread, right?
no, it's this kid who goes to culinary school with no training, and it's like borderline fan servicey hentai like, but not. It's
His
super
food's
etchy.
so good it gives you orgasms.
Yes.
And then your clothes fly off. Your
Yes.
clothes fly off, and you're like, ah!
So before Food Wars was a thing, they had a show called Yakitate. It was about
Yakitate.
bakery specifically, about a kid who had like golden hands. No, he was a nobody. He shows up, starts cooking these like super amazing dishes that he only calls by numbers. They're only numbers. They don't call names. And everyone's like, "Oh, this kid's full of shit." They eat it, and they're just like, "Oh," they're just like freaking out.
I gotta look up that one.
Yeah.
Because,
I tried to make Katie watch Food Wars. We finished one show and I put that on, and like 15 minutes in, she's like, "I am physically uncomfortable. Please turn this off. It's too much."
I thought it was so funny. I thought it was the fun. So I watched it by myself first, and then obviously my boyfriend comes walking in the room at like the worst possible times, and he's like, "All right, okay," walks away. I'm like, "It's not what it looks like.
Okay.
It's a cooking anime." Hey guys, so I just saw this thing. It's actually really funny. So coronavirus is everywhere. Everyone's stuck at home. And in Japan, instead of fans in the stadium while their baseball players played on the field, they had robots dressed up in hats and dancing in the stands, wearing like gear and everything. I thought that was really funny. They were doing a synchronized dance to the
I feel like those
song.
are better than normal fans.
That is
Right?
that's the most Japanese thing I've ever heard of. Like,
Dude, they're like doing stuff with the arms, like arm circles. They're like, woo! I'm like, this is the better fan. Like, they're not gonna get drunk and throw things at people. I mean, I'm just going off of like American fans. They probably
that's just us. That's just us.
Yeah. I feel like it is funny though, because like you could have said that story and be like, "I was reading this manga, and in it all the fans were robots, and they did like." And I'd be like, "Yeah, dope. What was it? That sounds like a normal Japanese manga thing, but that's real fucking life."
It would be called Robot No Stadium.
Robot no Stadium.
I dig it. I don't know what it would be about, but I'd check it out.
All right. So this was a fun sideways segment. We're going to jump into Shit Happens, because we did so well with this the last time we did it. I want to do it again. So the name of the game is called Shit Happens, and the way this works is I give these guys a card with something really terrible on it, and they're going to tell me on a scale based from 0 to 100 how bad this item is. Person who's closest to the actual index number wins the point. First one. Spouse's racist rant goes viral. Very what's the word? Relevant to today. Who's getting canceled?
Yeah, I'd cancel the fuck out of my spouse who did that. I'd be like, "Oh well, I guess we're divorced now."
Yeah, neat. So it's kind of a blessing. Can it be like -40? Like, it's great. Awesome. Now I have you out of my fucking life. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty fucking rough because I pride myself in trying to not be a piece of shit as often as possible. Like, it's a general concept that I thought is a normal thing, but apparently it's not. So I'd get that about like a 60. That'd be very heavy on my like mental state of being every day. But I could still survive. I go 60.
All right. We got ourselves a 60. What about you, Shannon?
I'm putting myself in a situation where I married this person in the first place, so like I have to put myself in another woman's shoes because I wouldn't. So I'd say Tommy Laren would be very upset, and Tommy Laren would probably say 90. Fuck you, Tommy.
So we got a 90 and we have a 60. You guys tied. It was 75.
What?
It was 75.
That's more impressive than any other card we've done. The fact that we're exactly medianed out.
With that being said, fuck you. Neither you get points.
Oh
okay.
no.
All right. So this one is, I'm not going to say what this one is, but threesome. You and your parents. Where does it rank?
What? Wait, what?
I get
Yes.
these people do these. You ever been asked the stupid question where it's like you're in the middle, you wake up and like you're in between your mom and your dad. Like, how do you escape? I'm like, why would I? What world?
No, there is a real answer to that, by the way.
You're the one that told me this. Then is it you
Yeah.
stand up?
You
I
stand
said
up.
yourself in
You
the head.
stand up.
My answer was that you immediately kill yourself.
I think we did that on the very first Chuckle
Yeah,
Sets
we did.
episode.
Wait,
I'm confused about this card. Are you just like sleeping in between your parents, or is this like weird and sexual?
you did the deed, like it happened. Whatever drunken high night you had, this is the results. What is
Hold
the
on.
number?
Hold on.
Just the misery is maxed. I'd fucking shoot myself.
100. We're
So
at 100.
we got
This is
100
what?
over here. What about you?
100. That's the worst. That's
Well,
terrible.
I don't know. This is 100.
Again, you all get neither
not-
points. It's 98. You're very close. It's a 98, which makes me wonder what's worse than this. But
What is that extra 2 points? What was
Because if it goes off there was a lot of votes and they had there's like one guy who was like, what are you talking about, 40? And he like brought down the bell curve. And there's just that one dude, everyone stared at that guy when they're making the card like, no, it's 100.
and then he's like, what? I didn't die. Okay, it was just an experience.
He needs counseling. He needs lots of therapy.
Yeah, for
There's
sure.
always one guy.
Everyone needs therapy.
There's always one guy who's like, I did it for the story, guys. Okay, don't judge me.
For sure. And he's like, but whoa, my mom's really hot. Like, oh, fuck up.
But
it was my stepmom. Step.
And there's a lot of stuff on the internet right now.
That has turned into such a thing on Pornhub, and
It's like the only thing on Pornhub now. Is
It's
like
soft incest, man.
it's
crazy
incest adjacent.
It's like the Midwesterners just getting into it. They're just like,
they just got the internet in Kansas.
I just imagine there being like some kind of like hipster porn guy who's like, yeah, I was looking at this stuff before it was cool, you know. I was one who
I wanted to bang my sister for like a decade, bro.
We're into this is the alt chuckle slut episode.
Yeah, it took some dark turns.
All right, next one. You are added to the no-fly list. How miserable would you be?
Oh, 100%.
So 100 for you?
I can't leave this country except on a boat. Are you kidding me?
Not even on a boat, technically. If you're on the
I like how
no-fly
there
list,
was like there had to be like that.
Oh shit! I'm gonna have to backpack it out of the country and then try to find someone who.
You know, it's not as hard as you think it is.
I
don't know. I've never left the country, so I have no idea.
That's fair.
Okay.
I don't think it'd be that bad for me. Yeah, I don't think it'd be. No, the question is, are you on the no-fly list, and like people are like, yo, that guy's a terrorist, or are you on the no-fly list? Like it's just that you can't fly. Like you're on like the terrorist no-fly list. Because if you're on the, so I say that because if I'm not only not allowed to fly to the country, but also like I can't go into public places or everywhere. Everyone like knows my face. As in they're literally tracking like your GPS because they're concerned where you're going to go. I've got a lot of skills. If I were in Fallout, I would survive for a long time. I'll just fucking go. I'll ghost. I'll become a Montana man and live in the mountains. That's like a 30 for me. Got a 30 over here. What do we got for you, Shannon?
I'd still keep it up to like, I don't know, 90 for me.
So we have a 90, and what was yours again? 30. Shannon was closer with a 65.5. Apparently, this is more miserable than you might think it is. Yeah. So, well, most people like stuff. I just like being quiet and reading books. Like that's like the only thing that brings me joy is like silence and isolation, which is great. It's been a good time for me.
My joy is getting the fuck out of this country.
I do get that.
I'm about it.
I haven't done it yet, so obviously you could tell from my scores from last week how fucking miserable I am.
Oh shit. Okay, this one's gonna gross. At a restaurant, you find a condom in your burger.
No.
What are you talking about? This is great. I'm rich. I'm fucking rich now. Done. -100. I
Is
made
it
it.
a whole
Fuck you,
one, or did I
So
bite a hole in it?
this is the picture they gave me. It's just
Show me the picture.
It's
Okay.
just a wiener in a burger.
So it looks like I didn't take a bite out of it.
Yet that isn't to say you wouldn't, but that's the situation you're in.
I mean, I kind of like as horrified as I am right now at the thought of this. I would also be rich because
Yeah.
they're getting their ass sued.
1,000,000%. That's great.
Dude. And especially because I hate food service because I worked it before.
I worked Yard House.
Fuck the
Sucks.
managers. Fuck the managers. They
I
suck.
worked at a fucking Ruby Tuesdays for 1,000,000 years,
Ooh.
and it
So-
like big chain restaurants deserve nothing but hell.
Nothing.
They're the worst.
Nothing but hell.
With that being
Especially
said,
Texas-based ones. Fuck Texas.
fuck Texas.
Fuck you, Hop Dottie.
What about them Waffle Houses, though? All right.
If the key component to liking something is you have to be fucked up at 4 a.m. to go there, it can't be great because that is like the chief reason you go to Waffle House.
Well, nothing else is open, yeah. Or Steak and Shake, if you ever been to one. Those are
I have
surprisingly amazing.
Fucked up after leaving like a concert in Nashville. So yeah, that
Dude,
makes
I
sense.
love Steak and Shake is like the primo location for 3 a.m. It really is.
I've been thrown out of a steak and shake too.
I believe it. I believe it.
I've been thrown out of a lot of places though. I used to be.
I honestly, I love your Tennessee stories. I think they're the best.
I was a
'Cause
different.
I know, because I've been in those situations. Back to this. What's your number?
I'd probably give it like 35.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
I'm
realistically,
suing
like-
them. I'm suing them.
Yeah.
I'm surprised at the lack of a big deal this is for you.
Yeah, like it would be gross in the moment. Like no question. Disgust.
Okay.
But like, would it give
Like-
me misery? It would just disgust me, but would it be miserable?
I mean, disgust is like miserable, circular, like it's in that
Yeah.
economy.
Is it just a sense of dis-ease, if you will? Yeah, no, I'll say. I mean, it would be really fucking gross at the time. So if I'm just going off like how disgusted I am after I pull out like a fucking dick slinky out of this thing, I'd go with like a 60. In contact with thinking about it, I wouldn't be so bad. Yeah, I'd probably be like 20. So it depends. You know, these cards have no context.
I know that's. What's your number? You got to give me like a solid number here, bro.
I'm not gonna go with the Sue route. I'm gonna go with like a 60 when it happens. It's very, very dislikable bite. for
Okay,
sure.
so we got a 60 versus a, what do you say, 40?
Is it 50?
It's 50. God damn it, you guys. So,
My bestie right here, we're like perfectly in sync. That's it.
okay,
We
so
bond.
we have a point. We have a point for Shannon. We got a point for Zach. Or sorry, no points for Zach. But we have one solid point for Shannon. So
That's right. I won like every misery battle last week.
okay, we're
I was
gonna
perfectly in touch with my misery last week.
we're gonna pull. I'm gonna pull a last card. This one's worth 2 points because that's just how we roll. And I'm gonna make it super hard.
Oh no.
That's what he said.
You fart loudly and repeatedly at a funeral. How miserable are you?
It really depends who died.
That is so fucking funny.
I mean, like, if I probably wouldn't be invited to anyone I hated's funeral, but if it was someone I hated, that'd be like a 0, because I'd just be like,
Yeah. Or if it was just like one of your like better
Okay.
friends.
Assume
It'd
it's
be
grandma. Assume it's grandma. It's grandma's funeral. I don't. Yeah, or like
Yeah,
your favorite grandma's funeral.
That's a fucking nightmare for me. I don't like shit and flatulence humor. I don't think it's funny, and I'm a shame creature. I don't like to be looked at. That is like all of my nightmare scenario. Again, objectively, like if it were like a buddy of mine, and I know that like his ghost would like fist bump me, it would be kind of funny. But yeah, if it was grandma, I'm gonna go like 90. That is terrible for me. I hate it. That's all my worst things.
So we got a
I go
90.
like, so my grandma did die this year.
Wow, I feel bad now. Jesus Christ.
No, it's okay. Like I've
It's
had
not fun
months
right
to
now.
process this shit. So I'd say like 65 just because of my like familial stuff. Like there's like Family Feud and like I'd more be worried about my mom being like, don't make me look bad, Shannon, in front
Yeah.
of like the other people. Because I was sitting in the back, so like even if it was loud, like whatever.
You're gonna be
But
like, Tony, how dare you?
I mean, I also have no shame anymore, so like.
Well,
Okay,
that's why we're
65.
like,
I'd be feel a lot of 65, whatever.
so we got a 65 and we have a 90. What is it?
Just a
98?
90.
90.
I'd survive, but I wouldn't like it.
The answer is it's not much of a big deal for anyone. That's a 16.
A 16?
LOL,
16.
what?
Everyone flatulate away because it's not that big of a deal, which means Shannon wins our round
I
for
won?
you
Good
won.
for you, you
Yes.
miserable chuckle slut.
Oh my god. All
Yeah,
right.
apparently, like, yeah, their views on flatulence are very different than mine.
So we're gonna play our last game of the night called Anti-Hero. It's not a
Yeah.
card game. This is from our noodles, our brain buckets, if you will. The way this game works is each of us come up with a superhero power with a ridiculous superhero weakness, and we decide if this is a power worth having or not. I suppose I will start. You can read any person, place, basically anything that is living, you can read its mind.
Okay.
The weakness is you cannot turn it off, and the only thing you can read is what people's fetishes are. So that means every blade of grass, every tree, every person, you're going to learn how they want to fuck.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, that's you would learn so much about people though. Like learning someone's fetish will teach you a lot about somebody. And so like it's a useful thing, and like I don't know, it would kind of destroy you from the inside though. Like you'd become so desensitized. Like you'd have to go home and do some really like aggressively horrid shit to get yourself excited
Yeah,
after
but
one day at the supermarket.
But imagine, like, it's one thing with strangers, but imagine, like, it's your best friend or your mom
mother.
or, like, someone you intimately know, and then all of a sudden you come up with this, like, I don't know, cake fart porn fetish that they have, and you're like, wow, I don't know you like I thought I knew you.
That's your first example. Cake farts.
I mean, I'm not trying to slut shame myself here, but I mean,
No, I don't. The question is, it's what do you do with that? Say you have a bad guy. There's a man who robbed a bank, and you go and find him, and you're like, hey you, like I know that you fucked a goat, and like the
like,
kid's
that
like,
guy
how do you
likes furry
utilize-
porn.
Yeah, you just mean to him. Like, how do you utilize the power?
Honestly, the way I see it, the real power is the power of blackmail. That's how I see that.
No, it's not a good guy. It's less of a superhero, more of a supervillain power.
Depends
That'd
on
be a
the.
good supervillain power, though. That kind of gives me an idea. I have an idea about this.
That's what I'm here for. What about you, Shannon? What's your? Or actually, first off, would you have that power? I'm gonna go.
No.
I'm going to go ahead and say yes, because there's a lot of people who would pay money for me to shut the fuck up.
You know my thoughts. What do you think about that?
Oh my god. I don't even care about how much blackmail I could do. I don't want to hear that stuff, man. Like the beauty of people's thoughts being to themselves is like it's themselves. I don't want to know what little old Mrs. Nesbit thinks about the gardener. Like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know that she likes pickles in a weird way. Like, it keeps it to herself. Like, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
It's also different with like a girl and a guy too, because like for a girl, like imagine going there and like every creep that like looks at you and you see what they see doing to you in their head. Because like us guys, we're idiot, dumb like meat sacks just walking around with like horrible.
I
just walk past a whole bunch of cougars though. Like after you walk through like a bunch of cougs, you might start getting feeling weird about it.
Oh, for
you
sure.
might start feeling weird. You might feel like what we feel on the daily. man.
That's what I'm saying is like
Like-
for us though, it would be almost like exciting for like most guys to do that because for a moment we'd be like, oh, cool, attention. But for you, like you're a pretty girl. You probably have to deal with this shit all the time anyway. Because like Katie can't walk down the street without getting catcalled. And
Yeah.
so if she could hear inside people's heads, it'd be fucking horrifying. Like the shit
yeah.
she DM'd anyway is disgusting. Like it is horrid. She gets some really gross shit like daily. Every single day she has like a slew of dick pics just flying all around her every single day.
See, now that you guys have talked about it, like I think I'm gonna take my answer back. Yeah, no, I'm good.
I just think it would ruin sex for me. It would desensitize me to the point like nothing is sacred anymore. If I have to every moment of my fucking life watch all
It's
the
like-
horrible stuff.
it's-
And what if you're fucking someone and you see their fetish and it has nothing to do with you and you're like, oh man.
It's
That
like
sucks.
it's like you get so desensitized. The only thing that gets you off now is just like straight vanilla porn. That's like just it.
Yeah,
because
like
it's so
you just
taboo at that point.
I just want to do missionary, please.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right.
Can I go next?
Yes, it's all you.
All right. So mine is you have the power of invisibility. The catch is you have to be completely naked. And for you to be completely invisible, you have to keep your mind blank at all times. You can't think about anything or else you'll turn back and just do a naked person.
So basically, mystery men with a couple
Yeah,
extra
it's like
rules.
Mr. Mid.
Yeah, but like think about how we think every day. Like you can't.
No,
it's just-
it'd be so hard to utilize. You'd have to be a fucking
Mhm.
Zen master to do
Mhm.
it.
find
can't-
enlightenment to turn invisible.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Come to
like
Siddhartha to get anywhere.
the only way I would be able to have that power and actually use it is if I was just high as fuck. And like I
You get so high you disappear and no one can find you.
no, and the best part is you're not even solving crime. You're just like chilling on the couch eating Cheetos because you can't even
Yeah.
fucking move.
That's so funny. And because people are calling, you're like, people can't find you at all, and you just don't care. You just get so baked that you're just invisible, and then you wonder why no one cares. Then you get sad, and you're just sad and naked.
And I'm just sitting there laughing. Haha, fucking idiots.
What? Like, oh my god, I found him. The Doritos, they're floating in the air.
Yeah.
What's up, dude? And then I just go naked, like, oh, you made me think about stuff.
That is, I feel like that's less of like a superpower and more of just like such an interesting quirk. Like, what if that just happened, but you might not even know. Like, you could go your whole life just getting baked all the time. You turned invisible. Like, if you didn't smoke around people, suddenly someone comes home and you like appear out of nowhere, and you're like, oh fuck, I didn't even know I could do that. That's just a fun little quirk to have. I dig it. I'd rock that. I'd certainly rock. I don't think I'd get anything done.
I would do it just to say that I have it. It's like one of those things, like, it's not really a superpower, but I would totally utilize it if I could.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm down. So mine, be able to draw out people's sadness. Like, you can like sad ray people and make them immediately just like fall down and be depressed and not want to do anything. The fallback is you're like a super hyper empath. So everyone you do it to, you just want to like coddle and hold and make sure they're okay. It's like your only way to stop crime is to just emotionally destroy these people and make them like relive their worst moment they could ever have. But then you just have to like hold them and like hold their hand and cry with them afterwards.
Honestly,
It's a
that
very
is like
depressing power.
no, actually, that's like the most wholesome fucking superpower I've ever heard. Like, think of it. No, it is. Think about it, because you're
It's
sitting.
kinda wholesome, I guess.
It's pretty fucking wholesome because you're sitting there like, I mean, I'm gonna stop you from doing crime, but I'm also gonna take care of you because it affects me too. Like, it's
Yeah.
very, very Captain Planet-y in a way, and I just.
Just a sad Captain Planet, just hugging criminals until they're better.
I mean, I'm on board with this one because, like, with a lot of superheroes are like, punch bad guys. But, like, why was the bad guy robbing the bank in the first place? Like, maybe his kids at home were starving.
bad
Like,
dad.
you don't know. Maybe he needs some
Yeah,
therapy and
like,
can't afford it. Like,
It kind of reminds me of like Wonder Woman's lasso of truth thing, but like,
Either way.
but you know, it goes like both ways. I could do that. I would rock that. I would I'd put that on me. Yeah.
Yeah, it would get hard. There's so much like emotional baggage that you'd have to do because again, like you'd have to overcome your own issues with making other people sad to do it and being like super hyper empathic. So you'd just be the saddest therapy hero in the world, just stopping crime one meltdown at a time.
You know,
Bold of you to think I'm happy.
that's my secret. I'm always sad.
Exactly.
Honestly, this would make for a dope ass like manga or a webtoon or something. I would be down to see that.
I dig it. Yeah, all right. Maybe we just made 2 characters.
Bro, write
Made
that
2 people
shit.
today.
Write that shit.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Well,
I'm gonna write the sad therapist. The saddest. That brings up something interesting. You know Max Bemis. Do you know the band Say Anything?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lead singer Max Bemis briefly wrote a comic book, much like Gerard Way wrote like Doom Patrol and all that, or Umbrella Academy. But he wrote a 5-issue series in X-Men called The Worst X-Men Ever, or The Worst X-Men Alive, or something. And it was about this kid who had a super powerful power. Like Xavier spotted him and like pulled him into the academy, but he could only use it one time. And the whole comic or the whole series was about him like living in the academy, not really being able to use his power because it turns out he was like a bomb. So he could go off and destroy like the whole world if he had to, but he'd fucking die. And so like all the other heroes would make fun of him. And it was like the most depressing superhero story in the world about this sad teenager who knew he had like an ultimate Omega level power, but could only use it one time. But yeah, and that was the same thing. It was just a sad superhero. He ends up dying. Spoiler alert. But yeah, so random. There is a comic called The Worst X-Men Ever. And it's fun fact.
You mean it wasn't Squirrel Girl?
Squirrel Girl!
Girl!
Squirrel Girl is fucking dope. She took down Thanos.
Lols.
She is hardcore. And you know she was supposed to, the AT&T girl was going to play her in the Young X-Men.
I thought it was going to be Anna Kendrick who was going to do that. Like, she makes more sense.
Well, the project has been scrapped for now at least. Not scrapped, probably shelved.
Dude,
but no,
that was Edgar Wright, right?
The AT&T girl came to Scum and Villainy when I was working there, and I did a talk for the Kevin Smith podcast, and because right after she got casted, they brought her on. It was super
Hollywood Babylon, right? I love that podcast. So good.
Yeah, they do. It's it was Fat Man on Batman for a while, and then they do they changed the name a couple times, and they did all kinds of stuff. But Fat Man on Batman is like the classic. It's him and Mark Bernard, and they did it at Scum and Villainy for fucking years. But now there's no bars and no happiness, so we get none of them.
It's all right. The audience still has us. We're at least half as good, okay? At least half as good.
That's fair. I'll take it.
Anyway, we're going to go ahead and wrap up today's episode. We covered everything from California closing to weird mind-reading fetishy things and talking about how much of a weeb we all are.
We took a dip into food hentai.
Yeah, yes, we did.
It's ecchi. It's not full hentai.
It's just
ecchi. All right, Zach, where can we find you in the world?
You can find me on Instagram at ZKLAPP1. But besides that, look out for a bunch of projects, writing or both a comic book and TV shows that will be hopefully coming back out when production starts again. One called Becoming Famous, one called Bright Out. Yeah, that's it.
And then where can we find you?
So you can find me on 2 places right now. It's both called Shani B TV. That's SHANIBEE TV, and that's on TikTok and Twitch. I stream Fridays and Sundays at 4:30 Pacific time. I'm also developing a serial novel for Medium, which is actually about an empath getting away from an abusive warlock's relationship.
That's cool.
Hey,
Cool.
empaths, since we were on that topic.
That's awesome.
Let's see. You can find me on pretty much most platforms at SlammySammyLock. That's Instagram. That's the Twitter. You can find me at the Illuminati, where I do Rage Cage every so often. And we're starting a new show eventually called Dungeons and Death Runs, which will be fun. And you can find me basically bringing rogue elements into D&D. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I love it. down.
And then you can also find me on the TikTokies at Samuel Locke, where I do funny things sometimes. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching episode 3 with us. You will find us here pretty much semi-weekly, episode 3, and it's only going to get better from here.